What's up, guys? Topher here with TNF BattleBlog, bringing you yet another Battlefield 1 weapon review. We are staying in the support class, and we are talking about the support level 10 unlock, the Huot Automatic Low Weight LMG. I did run this gun pretty hard. I got it all the way to 501 kills, so I can bring you my thoughts of the weapon. Before we get into that, though, let's break down some stats. The Huot does about 24 damage per round. It has an effective range of approximately 20 meters, and you're going to see your damage drop down to 17 to 18 damage per round from about 35 meters on. It has an accuracy rating of 78, which is actually pretty significantly high. A pretty middle-of-the-road hip-fire rating of 32, which kind of breaks down the size of your reticule when you're not aiming down sights. And it has a control rating of 53. It fires at 475 rounds per minute. And it has a magazine size of 26 rounds per magazine. And you spawn in with 130 rounds, which, so help me, if you're running support and you ever worry about how many rounds you have, you need to re-equip your class. Okay, we talked about the actual stats. Let's break down the practical stats. I ran this gun, like I said earlier, to 501 kills. I had an accuracy rating of 23.8. While I ran this gun for 7 hours and 2 minutes. It had a very low and a very disappointing kills per minute for me of about 1.2. The reason why I say it was low and it was disappointing, because the other LMGs, which I did run for over 200 kills, like the MG15 Low Weight, the MG15 Storm, the Bar 1918 Storm, and the Benet Merci, all came in at a strong 1.5 kills per minute. And my overall rating is a 1.35 kills per minute, and that does include sniping, which I'm very low on. I'm not very good at sniping. So I was disappointed with that 1.2 kills per minute for the Huot. The gun, to me, is a conundrum. There were times that I played with it, and I absolutely adored it. I felt invincible. I felt godlike. And then there were other times where the gun was completely foreign to me, because there were times where I'd put 2 or 3 rounds into somebody and I wouldn't get a hit marker. And when I hit the 5th or the 6th round into the person, at least that's what my perception of the situation was, I would expect that target to die, and they weren't. They were still be, at 70 damage, taken. And I got to the point where there were times where I asked my teammates, have you noticed this? Is there something going on here? Is there something with the lobby? And yes, I've experienced this in other weapons, okay? I've experienced it 4 or 5 times when I wasn't on the Huot. There were lobbies that I felt like my damage wasn't being registered, and that had to do with lag and whatnot. But this was a consistent issue I had with the Huot, where the gun wouldn't register damage for a while. And I was pretty disappointed in that. The gun, while it does have a pretty high accuracy rating, and actually my accuracy with it was pretty decent at about 24%. That was only after I stopped running iron sights and I equipped the anti-air sights. Now, this is a kind of a modified anti-air sight than you'd find on the trench or with the MG15. It's a smaller anti-air sight. It has an oval reticule, and it took a little bit for my eyes to kind of adapt to looking through that reticule and to finding and contacting my targets. But once I kind of got into that, I definitely was more effective with the weapon for a time, and then we'd start having some issues where I couldn't kill anybody. And in fact, when Zach was here for the holidays, he kind of experienced the same thing, where there were times when the gun was really good, and then times that he just would look at me and go, did that really happen? And I say, yes, that really happens. I'm really, the Huot is a mixed bag. I will tell you that it is a gun that you rarely see in the game. I don't know if I have been killed by it from somebody who had unlocked it. I think the only times I recall ever seeing that in the kill feed against me was when somebody had already picked up my kit because they'd killed me before. So it's a pretty exclusive gun, and I did enjoy running it because of the rarity of it. Do I think it's worth the time and the effort it takes to unlock it? Not in this configuration. I think that the Huot needs to be buffed. I think the Huot should be the best weapon in the LMG class because it does take a significant amount of effort to get there. And as much as I say the Martini is overpowered, which it is, I think that the Martini needs a limited nerf. Because the Martini should be the best sniper in the game. The Hellriegel should be the best SMG in the game. The Huot should be the best LMG as well. And quite frankly, it's not. Once I get all of my reviews done for the LMGs and I get all these weapons to 500 kills, I probably will never equip the Huot again. It didn't give me that feeling of invincibility and that feeling of fun that I got with the Benet Merci the whole time I had it. And I think the Huot deserves that. I think the level 10 weapons deserve that. The Selbstlader M1909 factory deserves that. And that gun is the most underpowered weapon in the game. So these level 10s should be better than the rest. And I don't doubt that. They should be slightly better than any other gun in that class. And the Huot doesn't come in there. So I want to hear what your opinions are on it if you've unlocked it. If you haven't unlocked it, I'd love to hear whether or not you're really pushing hard to get there. And I hope you found this review informative. I wish I could be more positive here with the Huot, but it just didn't did it for me. So I'd appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe, and favorite. Share this review if you found it informative. And as Ruckus always says, stay frosty.